a question, a general question. Um, so I'm not an attorney. Where does it get to where I'm practicing law if I'm looking at a letter of intent and I want to advise my seller?
Well, that's a great question, and part of that also depends on what state you're in.
Georgia.
But if you're dealing with letters of intent, for the most part, if it's a form letter of intent, then you are, because you're licensed real estate in Georgia, if it's a form, you guys are allowed to fill out forms and all of that. And so you can look at the forms and you can say, hey, this may be an issue. I would have done this differently, or I would suggest you have them, do this differently. I think just in general terms, the rule is, yeah, you're not a lawyer and you're not giving legal advice, but you've done enough deals and you're dealing with letters of intent enough that you've seen probably a number of them. So what I would do is just go in, just point out your concern and say, hey, ask your attorney. Here's the things that I think you should ask your attorney about.
I mean, can I mark it up? Can I mark it up? Okay.
Yeah, I would mark
that's
it
what
up.
I was.
I wouldn't try and rewrite the language. That's the attorney's job if they have an attorney. But if you're marking things up and saying, here's my concerns and this is why, or in a PDF, if you have a full version of Acrobat, you can go in, you can highlight things, you can put in comments directly into the PDF. So, I do that a lot and then send it back to the client and say, hey, look at, my comments are in the PDF, forward this to your attorney, and you take a look at them, or I'll discuss them with the client too. And then, because when I'm somebody's broker, I'm not their attorney.
Right.
So I can't give that. I can't be both simultaneously, and nor do I want to, because I like having that third party buffer in between. But yeah, I mean, you guys, every one of you that's been doing deals has seen lots of LOIs, or even if you haven't seen lots of LOIs, you can look at one and you can say, hey, whatever this is going to be problematic just based on what I know about the seller's business. And so if you know something potentially could be problematic for the seller, then you definitely want to, highlight that or circle it or do whatever. But then you do dump it back to them, and you can say, I'm concerned about this, and here's why I'm concerned, and this is what I see as being maybe a potential detriment to you as a seller. But this is from a business standpoint. This is not from a legal standpoint. You need to ask your lawyer for the legal issues.
Good.
Right?
Good. Thank you.
Sure.